Hey guys, welcome back to Follow a Sketch Friday. I am glad that this series is back on my channel as I took a break from it in December because of the craziness of completing that December Christmas journal, December daily project. So I am back scrapbooking my regular layouts, and right now I'm participating in the Rediscover Your Stash Challenge. It is for the month of January, so it's going to be 31 days. And this time, I haven't made a stash kit. I'm not sure if I'm going to. I'm using my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit from the month of November right now. I get my kit at the end of the month. So it's my November kit. I get it at the end of the month, so I scrapbook it with it through December, if that makes sense. So in the Rediscover Your Stash Challenge, there is a layout or a sketch that was posted, and it's one of our mini challenges. So I am following that sketch, and you saw that back at the beginning when I started talking. So what I'm doing is I'm scrapbooking some memorabilia. It's a card that my husband received, letting us know that we were having some positive space travel. And I want it to be able to see the back and the front of it, so I decided to pull out a 6x8 pocket page and cut off the two 3x4s up at the top and just use that bottom. And the thing is a little bit large, so I'm going to use my fuse tool and just make the pocket smaller so that it fits. Now what I'm doing is going through my stash, my scraps, really, my scrap folders, and the kit that I received from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I'm just figuring out what to do. I got that button in the Kit Club, and I love that button. Like, I totally love it. So I need to make sure that it goes on this layout. However, just like a confession, I guess, I completely forgot about the button, and it was only when I was sitting down to voiceover that I realized that the button wasn't even on there. So I went and put the button on the page and retook the photos for the end. So you'll see that. Alright, so now I'm just basically color blocking with various papers from my stash and also some paper from the Kit Club that I received. The chevron is the Kit Club, and there's a couple cut-aparts that are from the Kit Club, and a tag, and the rest of the paper is from my stash. And I really love being able to mix my stash with the Kit Club items. It really makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. So I didn't make you watch all of that color blocking, hooray! And look at that, I have a gap, but you know what? My little card is going to cover it just perfectly. So I don't even have to worry about that gap under there. And I know when you pull out the card, you see the gap, but honestly, I don't know how many people are going to pull out the card. It's just I want the ability to, just in case we need to. So here I am. I just fused it, and I did it freehand. It's pretty straight, a little crooked, but it's all good. It's good enough for this page. So I'm just going to use my ATG to put some tape on the back of this page protector here, and I slap that down on the page. And I'm going to call that good. So now I'm just going to add some bits and bobbles around the page. Now the sketch had a lot of thin, narrow strips, kind of like spanning across. Oh, excuse me. Spanning across like the squares, and there was a bit of splatter, and it looked like some sewing. Now I did get a new sewing machine for Christmas. My sewing machine that I've had for about 20 years has now kind of bit the dust. So I did get a new one. I have not opened it yet. I haven't set it up yet. I got this new sewing machine, and now I want to like kind of reorganize the whole scrapbook room because of it. I don't know. So anyway, no sewing. I'm going more of a color block effect than what the sketch calls for. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about the same amount of rows, but you know, I'm making it my own. I am claiming it and making it my own. And there's that little flare button up there, still up there, and he doesn't, I can't believe I forgot about it. Like that button was the whole starting off point of this layout. Like that's why I decided to scrapbook this layout at this moment, because of that button. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. That you have one little thing or one big thing that you're like, yes, I'm going to do this layout. It's going to be amazing. And then you don't even use it. Luckily, there was a place for it, and I don't think it's too awkward. I think it's fine. So, there's that. So, I used some cut-apart labels from a Citrus Twist kit, and I'm also going to go through and get some Gossamer Blue things and just little things from my stash. And I want this explore word. I want it on the layout. This came in my Secret Not Secret Kit Club. So I'm just kind of messing around and creating little like label groupings and just trying to figure out where I want it to go. I really want it to use this wooden arrow. However, the pink on the other side of it was a little bit too pink for this particular layout. And when I flipped it over, it just didn't give me that excitement. You know, when you put something on the page and you get that little bit of excitement. Now look, there I am with that button. I'm thinking it's going to go there. Why do I change my mind? Oh, the sticker. Look at me. I just sling that poor little button off to the side. And this guy isn't even going to stay there. He's not going to stay there either. Now these are some phrase stickers from Gossamer Blue, and they're a great color for this page. Like the color matches well. And it takes me a minute to figure out which word sticker I want to fit with the whole theme, and I end up with Let's Be Explorers, and I figured that worked out well. I'm just pressing it down because I'm thinking that this is going to be it. Like this is where it's going to go. I need to firmly press it down and make sure it stays. Now these stickers came in my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, and they are 1 Canoe 2 Creekside. And I gotta say, I really like the colors in Creekside, or what I've seen of it. I don't even think I've checked out the full collection, but what I've had, what I've owned, and what I've seen so far, I like it. And it's not even that new anymore, but you know, whatever. I don't really go for themey type stuff, but give me a good airplane and I'm down with it. So this little metal heart came in my kit, and it stays on the page until the very end, and I take it off the page for one reason. I have a lot of gold on the page afterwards when I'm finished, and it's the only silver thing. So I'm not opposed to mixing silver and gold together. However, I felt like I needed a little bit more silver on the page to make it work, and I didn't just want to add other silver things just to do it. So I cut out a whole bunch of time where I was just digging through and rifling through a bunch of die cuts, and I got a little bit distracted and kind of stopped looking for something for the page and just started looking at the die cuts. I'm sure nobody else ever does that, forgets that they're looking for something and just enjoys looking at their stuff. Is that, or is that just me? Like, I just like looking at my scrapbooking supplies. I like flipping through my paper. I like going through a little package of die cuts. I like flipping through stickers. Like, I enjoy it. It's part of the joy for me, I guess. Okay, so here is where I decide to move some things around again. And this little explore cluster goes down here. And I decide to put the Let's Be Explorers over here on that polka dotted paper. And I can't find a place for this little date sticker, so it just goes back on the sticker sheet. And the whole reason why I put down the date sticker was because there is a date sticker that is long like that on the sketch. And I was like, oh, perfect, it fits great. So I just figure out where I want this little curly Q arrow. And I add some ATG on it, and of course the ATG is thicker than the arrow, so I just fold the tape down around the arrow and get it placed. And I like the way it looks right there. I like the whole like horizon scene with the Let's Be Explorers and the little curly Q arrow. I think it needs a little something, but it won't get its little something till the very end. Now, I really like paper airplanes too, but that little paper airplane doesn't make it onto the page. I thought if I didn't have the other type of airplane on the page, I probably would have done the paper airplane, which is what I've done before on a completely different layout. I used paper airplanes instead of like a traditional airplane shape. But I gotta say, I do love this little paper airplane guy. Okay, so I'm just going through some more die cuts, trying to figure out what I'm going to make up here on this upper right hand corner, because my title is going over top of that block of blue planes. So I feel like I gotta make my little bits of paper exciting. And I'm not even really following any kind of like design principle or anything like that. I'm just kind of putting stuff where I like it. And that's really what I'm doing. I'm thinking that I was going to use some of those Go Now Go chipboard stickers from the Chamel collection because it's very travel-y. And the colors seemed to be good. It's just, I just didn't find anything that really felt like it was the best option. And I'm just rifling through some more things, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because I feel like that little heart guy just needs something, and I know I'm going to cover up the word on the heart because it says adore, and although I do adore airplanes, it's not really what I'm looking for. So I go ahead and use this other label that I had cut apart out of my Citrus Twist cut apart sheet, and I'm just going to layer up this little banner bunting type die cut and also the heart, and then I am going to use that little gold geotag as well. And he doesn't end up staying with the heart either. He gets moved. So I'm like, yeah, this will work. So I put some adhesive on the back of that guy and put him on. Now, here's a secret for some brads, and this is a brad geotag. And when I use other brads, sometimes I just pull the brad tines right off. Like, they come off pretty easily. Look at me trying to get that little airplane in there. He doesn't make it. Don't feel sad for him, though. He'll make it on another page. So I just pull the tines off of the brads, and then if it's a flat one, just put some adhesive on it and treat it like a flat metal embellishment. And if it has a gap in it, I put like a pop dot foam square in there, and pop that sucker right down on the page. Sometimes I do use regular brads, just like brads are intended, and poking a hole through the page, but this time I didn't. And I really have a hard time getting those stupid little geotags positioned just right with the brad tine still on there, so that's really why I do it with the pop dot. Okay, but anyway, that's down here at the bottom. So I end up with a little paper airplane on there. Anyway, I put this little cork one on there, and I'm like, yep, feeling all proud of myself because I mixed the airplanes anyway, and I like it. So there. Now I put these cork hearts over here on this paper, and it has a gold outline on it, and that's cool because I've already brought in the gold geotag, and I'm thinking, I'm mixing the metals, and that's good. So I have, the cork going on. Now I was gonna put a cork heart up there, or not a heart, a star up there by the heart, but I didn't like it. I didn't even get it all the way down onto the page and realized I didn't like it. So I dig through this little like grab bag of bits and baubles that I got, and I just layer that up. It has an arrow on it. So my cork has like brown, white, and gold accents. And I'm totally cool with that because the cork itself has continued on the page, even with a couple different things on it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to layer a little sticker underneath of the cork, and of course I rip it just a little bit, not the sticker, the cork, so he gets under there and it's like good. And it's not exactly even, but I'm like, whatever. So then I'm just layer up a couple little things, just to, add a little bit more pizzazz. So I grabbed some of these hearts, and they are Apple of My Eye from Illustrated Faith by Bella Boulevard. And I'm just going to put a couple of them around the page. And I put it right over top of the Art and Explore. I'm really enjoying doing that, putting a shape over top of a letter, like right on it. Right now, I've done it a couple times. Create a little bit of excitement on that plastic pocket. And now I'm going to use these large stickers and stylist that came in my kit. And at first I'm thinking I'm just going to title it Fly. And I was like, oh my word, these stickers are big, but they're not that big. So I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take a minute to figure out what exactly I want my title to be. And it ends up, I Belong in the Air. And I use some gold thickers as well, just to fill in the gaps. And then you'll see the little bits I did. So there's I Belong in the Air, and I just darkened the letters a little bit with some of that distress ink. And then I added little bits and from those thickers like the 2016. And that's going to do it for this page, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.